Hey kids, I have another book today. It's called Trim Helps Out, and it's written by Deborah Hopkinson. First morning at sea. Trim was a brand new ship's cat. It was his first morning at sea. He wanted to do a good job, but Trim wondered, how can I help? Everyone seemed so busy. Captain Flinders stood at the helm, steering the big, fine ship. Cook was in the gallery making nice, warm biscuits. Will was high in the crow's nest painting the sea and sky. The gardener was watering plants in the greenhouse. The nature artist was drawing a flower, and the naturalist was working on the collection. Penny was helping the sailors with the ropes. Everyone has an important job, Trim thought. What about me? Trim went to find Jack, the ship's parrot. He was sure to know what a cat should do. Jack, I want to help out, Trim said. What should I do? A ship's cat should patrol the hold, Jack said. Everyone knows that. Oh, said Trim, who did not know. What's the hold? It's where we store fresh water to drink and flour for biscuits, Jack said. It's down here. It's dark down there, Trim said. That's why it's your job to patrol the holds, Jack said. Cats can see in the dark. What does patrol mean? Trim asked. It means to look around very carefully. What should I look for? Trim asked. Rats, of course, Jack squawked. You don't want creepy, scary-looking rats biting us or eating our food, do you? I guess not, Trim said. But what do rats look? Before Trim could finish, Jack flew off to find some snacks. The hold was dark and full of shadows. Trim saw barrels of oatmeal and flour. He saw casks of fresh water. He saw crates piled with coconuts. Trim did not see any creepy, scary-looking rats. Trim wasn't even sure he wanted to see a creepy, scary-looking rat. What if it tried to bite him? Sorry, Murphy is gonna start barking. No, Murphy, get in the house. But Trim had made up his mind to be a good ship's cat, so he set out to patrol the hold anyway. Trim lifted one paw and put it down. Trim lifted another paw and put it down. Suddenly, a voice rang out. Who are you? Trim was so scared he leaped high into the air, and because he was a cat, he landed on all four paws. Plop. Well, who are you? The stranger demanded. I'm Trim, the new ship's cat, Trim said. What's your name? I am Princess Beatrix. You can call me Princess Bee, she said. What are you doing in the hold? I'm on patrol, Trim said. I'm watching out for creepy, scary-looking rats so they don't bite us or eat our food. Oh, I patrol the hold, Princess Bee said. That's my job. Trim sighed. All the jobs were taken. Then what should I do? He asked. I have a more important job for you. Bring me one of Cook's nice warm biscuits, Princess Bee commanded. I'm hungry from being on patrol. I can do that, Trim said. I can do that job very well. Trim felt happy. He definitely knew more about biscuits than he did about rats. Trim dashed out of the hold across the deck and into the galley. He rubbed against Cook's leg. Mew, mew. Hungry again, Trim? Cook laughed. Here you go. Trim rushed back to the hold, carrying a nice warm biscuit in his mouth. Jack swooped down and asked, Why aren't you doing your job? Trim put the biscuit on the deck. I'm doing a more important job now, he said. I'm helping my new friend. You met a new friend, Jack asked. Yes, she's called Princess Bee, Trim said. She said it's her job to patrol the hold. I'm helping out by bringing her a biscuit. Jack said. Tell me, does your new friend have gray fur and pink feet? Trim nodded. Does she have black eyes and a long skinny tail? Trim nodded again. Silly kitten, Jack squawked. Don't you know Princess Bee is a... Before Jack could finish, a creepy, scary-looking creature scuttled across the deck. It headed straight for Penny, who had curled up for her morning nap. Oh no, thought Trim, a rat is about to bite Penny. Wake up, Penny, Trim yelled. But Penny kept snoozing. Trim looked around. What should he do? Suddenly, Princess Bee raced out of the hold. Follow me, Trim, she shouted. Charge! Princess Bee charged. Trim charged too. They chased the creepy, scary-looking creature into a corner. Good job, Trim, Princess Bee said. Then she ran back to the hold. Trim was alone with the creepy, scary-looking creature, but not for long. Uh-oh. Okay, Murphy. You're bothering us. Misha, you too. Captain Flinders ran over, scooped the creature up in a small box, and closed the lid. What a brave kitten you are, my boy, he said. Will took the box. This must have escaped from our nature collection. Trim wasn't sure why there were rats in the nature collection, but he hoped the creepy, scary-looking creature wouldn't bite Will. I guess Misha's helping us read today. Trim clambered up to Captain Flinders' shoulder. He would keep the captain company for the rest of the day. That seemed like an important job for a ship's cat. Trim looked down and spied Princess Bee peering out of the hold. She winked. Then she disappeared into the darkness below. The biscuit was nowhere to be seen. Later that night, a bright round moon hung in the sky. Three friends gazed out at the sea. A soft voice broke the stillness. Good evening, I'm Princess Bee. She dropped the biscuit on the deck. I brought this to share. Can we all be friends? Fine with me, Jack said. You and Trim did a great job today. Misha, be quiet. Now. If it's not Murphy, it's Misha barking. It's fine with me too, Penny said. Thank you, Princess Bee and Trim. I'm glad you saved me from the scorpion. Their stings hurt. Wait, Trim cried. The creepy, scary-looking creature was a scorpion. All 8 legs of it, Jack said with a shudder. We have lots of creepy, scary-looking creatures in the nature collection, Penny added. That's because we're exploring the world to learn new things. But if that was a scorpion, what is a rat? Trim asked. Princess Bee cleared her throat. I'm a rat. You're a rat? Do you bite us and eat our food? Trim asked. I promise not to do that, Princess Bee said, but I will patrol the hold and make sure the supplies are safe. Great, and I promise to bring you biscuits, Trim said, because helping my friends is a good job for me. Thank you, Trim, Princess Bee said. You're becoming a fine ship's cat, Penny said. Now let's eat, Jack squawked. Captain Flinders came to the bow. Trim perched on his shoulder right where he belonged. They watched the stars slide over the great vast sea. Trim knew he still had a lot to learn, but he would always try to be the best ship's cat who ever lived. And he was. That is the end. Hope you enjoyed that book. I enjoyed reading it to you, and Misha and Murphy enjoyed helping. Love you guys.